Hello, Jessica Yorbricks here, back for the review, and today I'm reviewing set number 60033. It's called the Arctic Ice Crawler. It has 113 pieces, one minifigure, and it retails for $15 in the United States. Now, this is a summer 2014 Lego City Arctic set, so these are just starting to show up in stores, and I got mine at Toys R Us, and now let's take a look at the packaging. Alright, so here is the box itself. Very cool looking box. I love the background. It's very simplistic. Reminds me of the Arctic sub-theme from Town, which I have so many good memories of. I love that sub-theme. I remember around 1999 or 2001, we were on vacation. My mom surprised me by getting a small Arctic Town set. I was so happy. I had to build it in the car though, so I lost a piece. But you can see on the back, it shows all the little play features, which is really cool, and it shows the Arctic guy saying, "Hey." And for the instruction booklet, you can see the back has, instead of the wind boy or girl or whatever, now they just have a fireman. So they're kind of rebranding the wind sign, which is really good. And they have this little advertisement for the rest of the Arctic sets, excluding the retail exclusive ones. And then they have an advertisement for the train sets from this year, and the advertisement for the police sets from this year, and this little city, My City, which is kind of repetitive. I guess they're getting an Arctic expansion too. So that's it for the box. Okay, so here is the first and only minifigure, which is this Arctic Explorer dude. He does have a pretty nice looking torso and legs, but these are quite common printing throughout the Arctic theme of city. And you can see his face print right there is actually not too common throughout this Arctic theme. It's not really prominent in any of the small sets besides this one, so that's a great little variation and an incentive to get this small set. You can see the back has a little Arctic logo. Actually, the face, I believe, only comes in sets over $50, or $50 and over, because it does come in the $50 set for sure, and I think the Arctic base set. And the actual little hood right here, or parka or whatever you want to call it, is a new mold. It looks really, really nice. But it's extremely common in this Arctic sub-theme. Like, I'm pretty sure it comes in every single set. So that's kind of funny. And that's really it for this minifigure, and now onto the build itself. Alright, so here is the build itself. It is this little Arctic ice crawler. And you can see it looks pretty cool. It's a little bit compact, but it's not too accurate to, I guess you could say, ice crawlers in real life. Because ice crawlers in real life are a little bit, I guess you could say, more proportionate, that this back part is a lot bigger than the front part right here. And then they have more of a holding space than just kind of this little part, like this little flatbed area. But nevertheless, you know, this is a $15 city set, so I don't really mind. But the only problem I do have with that is that the back tends to be a little bit, I guess, a little bit superficial, because it looks like, I don't know, like they focused on making the crane, but then it looks like it kind of just cut off right here. I really wish they would have put a little bit more detail. Other than that, like I said, really cool looking. You got the little treads right here, which work just fine. You just got to push down a little bit on flat surfaces. And then right on the side right here, they have a holder for utensils, so you can put the little ice pick piece right here, which is quite a rare piece actually, until now, because they have it in a lot of Arctic sets, because it was in a lot of 1999 sets for, I believe, the Arctic Town sets. And then it made a lot of appearances in Orient Expedition. Now, for some reason, even though I love Orient Expedition and Town Arctic sets, never seem to get one of these pieces. So I'm glad that I got it now, but you can find them in a lot of the other Arctic city sets from this year. Now, there is lots of nice orange pieces. In particular, one of my favorites is this little panel right here, which is a really cool piece in orange. So I do like that piece right there in orange. And you do get these little side doors for the car, which open and close, or I mean side car doors, that's better, because this isn't really a car. And for the top part that removes, there is this little sticker right here, which shows the Arctic logo for city. And there's this nice little radar dish build, which I do kind of like, because it's kind of a unique build. They use this little gun piece right here on this little hinge part, and then they use this little dish right here and a lightsaber hilt. So that's really cool. And you can just pop it on like that. And it fits on quite well. Now, of course, if you want to fit a minifigure in there, you just have to make them sitting down and push them to the edge right here. But for some reason, the steering wheel is in the middle here, so you could probably only fit one minifigure while making it look accurate, because you want them to be driving in the middle to use that steering wheel. So getting past that, and I'll just kind of put the top part back on like that. The front has a really nice grille design and some headlights, which are always appreciated to get, because they just add more detail. And the side right here uses this little antenna piece, and you see it just kind of bounces back. And we're getting those a lot nowadays, especially in the past 2 years. Ooh, I have so many of those, and they always give an extra one of those. And there are a lot of cheese slopes, double cheese slopes in this set. You got these two on the front, which are orange, which orange double cheese slopes used to be rare until this sub-theme of City came out, because there's lots of them all across the Arctic sets. And then they have these little double cheese slopes in gray right here. Now on the back, they do have this little boulder right here, which if you open, it is a classic boulder piece we're so used to getting. If you open this, shoot, I kind of hurt myself right there. You can see there's this little crystal piece right here, which is that Rock Raiders crystal, as I call it, or the Power Miners crystal if you're more of a new kid. And in this color, it appeared a lot in castle sets. I think there was like 3 castle sets it appeared in, which is quite a lot for the castle theme. Look at that, I'm already bleeding. That's not good. And then it stopped appearing, and then it came back for Lone Ranger with the 2 biggest sets, the Silver Mine Shootout and the Constitution Train Chase. So it's quite a rare piece because those sets are pretty expensive. And you can kind of just fit it right there. Then you can move the crane to pick that little boulder up, because it does have that top part right there. And you can move it to the bottom right here and drop it off if you want, and bam, that's really it. So the crane is actually kind of cool because it does have some pretty interesting stickers on there. One of them says Max 2T. I wonder what that means. They have stickers right here, and then they're identical on this side. And the crane itself has lots of articulation. They have joints right here, a joint right here, and a joint right here, and then a joint right here. So you can move it all the ways you want, and you can position it any way, really. And there's this little flatbed part right here, which is kind of not accurate to the real ice crawlers, as I said earlier. And they have this little part right here on the flatbed where you could stick a razor blade. So that's really cool. And here's the bottom of the set. And once again, you can see it moves like that. And that's really it for the set. And now it's the final verdict. Overall, what do I think of this set? Well, I think it's actually a pretty cute set. That's kind of what I thought about it when I first saw it, and that's kind of what I think about it now. It's pretty cool in the design, because the design looks a little bit like an ice crawler in real life, except the back, I believe, is a little bit more detailed than this. And that's kind of the big problem I have with this set. The back of the ice crawler is just a little bit, I guess you could say, superficial. It looks like they kind of rushed on the back. But they kind of had to put it like that to get the crane feature in. And the crane feature works quite well, as do the treads, so you could kind of move it around like that just by pushing it down. And the actual pieces in here, like the boulder piece, even though it's very common in the Arctic theme, since I'm only probably going to get the 2 small Arctic sets, I'm glad to get this with the little silver crystal inside, which is quite uncommon because the silver crystal hasn't come in sets in years. And then it started coming in sets again, like the Lone Ranger sets, but those are the 2 more expensive ones, the $70 and $100 one. So it's nice to get it in a cheap set. I do like this orange panel here, right, though. That's a very interesting piece, and in that nice orange color. And of course, since it is an Arctic set, you do get some very nice orange pieces, like these double cheese slopes in orange. And yeah, that's really what I think about it. For the minifigure himself, I think that the actual face, since it is kind of a more uncommon face print for the Arctic theme, I do like that part about him, that he comes in a cheap set, because the only other way to get it are sets over, or $50 or over. But the torso, it's still, you know, it's the common one with the little hood mold that is new, but it comes in basically all the Arctic sets. So that's kind of how I feel about the set. It's a cute little set. It has a compact design. It's a little bit weird on the back, but they do have some cool pieces here and there, and for $15, you can't really go wrong. It's a nice little taste of the Arctic theme, so I do give this set a B. I think it's a very cute set. Definitely one, if you want to maybe make an Arctic scene, pick up a few of these, because they're pretty cheap. Maybe you'll find them on clearance eventually. So that's it for this review, and I will see you guys later. Bye.